10 years of smoking and suddenly you just quit?
I have very strong willpower.
Mhm.
And one day I just said, I'm not going to smoke it. Up swimming. I started learning how to swim. I started getting very good at swimming.
You said that you wanted to lose weight. So after the pregnancy, what was your weight?
I think I was 71 kgs after I gave birth to my twins. And when I came to you, I had lost about a kg.
Sometimes it's difficult to understand, okay, you don't need that much actually.
Yeah.
Sports is a one thing, but when it comes to weightlifting, you don't need to train every day.
Yeah.
You can totally train 3 days a week and get results.
Yeah. You can't, Parvez. Like I said, it's a journey and everyone goes through theirs. Like I said 6 years ago, had you asked me anything about nutrition or making healthy choices, I would have been completely clueless.
And you can't sit there and be like, हाँ आप unfit हैं, right? And I'm not
carefully.
judging you or anybody else for how they look. Look, at the end of the day, we all have to find happiness in how we all look.
Okay, guys, so I am back on the podcast with my broken arm, and I have today the couple with the muscle. That's a name that I thought of before coming here. That couple with the muscle. Mohammad, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Sana,
I'm doing
welcome
very
to
well.
my
Thank you for
podcast.
having us, and thank you for letting us know that you came up with this
couple with the muscle.
cheesy name.
Yeah. I thought of it like this looks like a catchy name, like couple with the muscle. Like how are you guys doing?
Doing very well. How are you doing?
I am okay. If
How
you
many
do
more
not,
days to go?
yeah, this is like one more week, and after that I'll be off cast.
Okay.
Yeah. So since you guys have 3 kids and you have your own business and you're a lawyer as well, and you do baking as well, so there are a lot of questions that I wanted to ask. So I'm gonna just start off with this thing: is when did you guys started working out, especially engaging into the weight training?
So I think it's different for both of us.
Yeah.
I started working out after I gave up smoking. So I used to be a chain smoker.
That was when?
I started very early. I think I was 14 when I had my first puff.
Wow, that's young.
That was very young.
That's young.
And I was a chain smoker by the time I was 16 or 17 years old. I smoked my way till I was about 24. And then I gave up cold turkey. One day I
Okay.
just said, I'm not going to. I was very unfit. As in, I wasn't obese, but I was unfit. Very, no muscle at all, no strength.
What you call skinny fat.
Skinny fat, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so
We
when
all
I
have been
was
there.
going through nicotine withdrawal, I thought I should, since I'm taking a step towards a healthier life, maybe I should do something else. So I started running.
Okay.
So I took up running, and I was very bad at running. I couldn't even run for 2 minutes without being completely out of breath. And then I started running. I started enjoying running, and I thought, maybe I should go to the gym, do something gym related. And I didn't have time. So I just bought some dumbbells and a barbell and a very wonky bench press, which you've
Yeah, I've seen that.
which
I've
you've
seen
seen.
them. Yeah.
And I just started doing some weights at home once a day, whenever I had some time. It was very bad workout. I mean, very bad exercises. Those short range bicep curls and just some, I don't even know what I was doing. I guess I was doing some of this, and I was thinking, yeah, I've done a good workout. But that's where it started from. And then as time went on, it started getting more serious, and I started understanding.
Yeah, but 10 years of smoking and suddenly you just quit cold turkey. What
Yeah,
was
you
that?
were
Is there
actually
any
23.
moment that have you decided, okay, I'm not gonna smoke anymore?
I
What
don't
was
know.
that?
I just I have very strong willpower, and one day I just said, I'm not going to smoke anymore.
Were you married that time?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't.
It was a year before
yeah,
we
it was
got
a year
married.
before we got married.
Okay.
So there was no reason. I mean, there was no. People had been asking me to quit for years. My parents had been saying, "Quit smoking. It's not good for you." So it wasn't that people had not been asking me, but I'd just been ignoring it. But one day I just said, I'm going to quit. And the more I was struggling with withdrawal, the more determined I was that I was going to see it through. And then I just started focusing on getting healthier, doing things which it was a baby step, let's say, to take up a bit of running and some weightlifting. And then that's where it really
I think
started.
you always need to replace a habit with another
Yeah.
habit,
Yeah.
right?
So it was replacing a bad habit with
a good habit.
with good habits, let's
Yeah,
say. So
yeah.
that's
This is
where
how
it
it's supposed to
started.
be, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just do everything in one go. You have to slowly build up somewhere. So
Yeah.
what was your journey in fitness?
My journey in fitness was actually after I had all my kids. And it wasn't till I had my twins, which was in about 2017, I decided that once they were slightly, old enough, that is when I would go and take out some time at the gym for myself. I mostly wanted to lose weight. That was my number one priority and my number one motivation to start my journey. At that point, it wasn't even going to be a journey. At that point, it was just going to be, I'm going to go, I'm going to lose weight, and then I'm going to stop, right? In my mind, for the longest time, it was always just going and losing weight, like a 2-3 month boot camp kind of a thing. I never really understood that it needs to be a lifestyle. I never understood the positive effects of working out, lifting weights. I had no knowledge regarding any of this. So while I was looking for somebody who had a drastic transformation, I came across you.
Okay.
And that is when I did my research, and I remember asking a couple of people around, and they all said that you really helped people lose weight, and a lot of weight, like they had a drastic weight change. So I thought, okay, let me go meet him. But before that, I worked out. I started with Pilates. So while I started with Pilates, I don't know why, but my gut was telling me that I needed to. They would make you do a bit of weights here and there, but I was always scared. I knew that I wanted to fix my form. This was just something that my gut was telling me. And so while my motivation was to find somebody who would help me lose weight, but I also wanted to do it properly and learn the correct form to do it. Not knowing how how it benefits you, how it doesn't. I didn't have knowledge of that, but I just knew that I didn't want to get injured. It was out of the fear of not getting injured. So I came across, you on Facebook. I remember I contacted you. You called me in for a meeting at Core.
Core fitness, yes.
Yeah, and I remember you were sitting at reception when I walked upstairs. I still remember that day. 6 years, 7 years?
It was 2019, I think.
2019.
2019.
Yeah,
Yes,
6
yes,
years?
2019
Yeah, 6
November,
years.
yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
6 years
6 years,
ago.
yeah.
And I remember you said, yeah, just come and, come whenever you can join. And I think a month later, I joined you in January.
You joined me in December. Then you traveled to Sri Lanka.
All right.
That was just for a few days.
That was just for a few
For
days.
a week,
yeah.
I think she traveled to Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Then she came back. And the month after, I traveled to Dubai.
And then you got stuck there.
And got stuck because of the COVID. And then COVID
Right,
started and
right.
everything was shut.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, then we started doing at your home, actually.
Yeah, then we started doing at
so
home.
that infamous place that we were training.
A small little place downstairs.
Yeah. This is where I see your bench.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that bench and those weights that I had started accumulating when I started working out at home.
Yeah, that was good, actually. That was a fun time working out there as well. And then I started my gym.
Yes,
In,
you were in the
I think,
process
May.
of receiving your containers and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I remember going through
I
that
just
journey.
realized we were training at home in 2020, and then I started gym in 2021. So we actually trained more than a year, I think.
Yeah,
More than a
absolutely.
year.
Yeah,
I
more
remember
than a
when
year.
you used to come and we used to train, and in between our sets, you would be talking about how
My
you were
container got
choosing-
stuck.
No, way before that.
Container got stuck was
you
many
mentioned that
times.
you were identifying which machines to buy,
Yeah.
that you'd identified machines from a catalog, then you'd shortlisted them, then you were
The whole
The
year.
whole-
The whole
we
year.
discussed
The
it
process,
all.
the
yeah.
whole process.
We lived through the whole process of
Yes.
you choosing your machines, you importing them, your imports getting delayed.
And then
But
Correct.
that is how you moved to work training with Parvez
yes.
also. Because then when
First,
you came...
first you started, and then he started,
Yeah.
then Aisha started, then Aisha's
Yes.
parents started. So this is how it
Yes.
goes. Yeah, that was fun time there. And then after that, so everybody have the starting point whenever anybody starts. Yeah, weight loss is one thing, but uske baad there is a period when you say, okay, no, your goal evolves. Like, I'm sure for both of you, your goals have evolved
Definitely.
over the years. So when you started, let's just say, what kind of goal that you had, both of you individually, and then how it evolved right now.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's a constant evolution, right? Your goals are always changing, and you're always reacting to where you are now to see where you want to be. So, when I started working out, I had no goal in mind. It was literally just, let me do something healthy. And
Or you wanted biceps.
no, when I started, it wasn't even about that. I never, when I started working out, I never even thought I could be, I could have a good physique. I could lift heavy. I could have a lot of strength. I didn't have any of those.
Always, have you seen Mohammed's pictures
Before? No,
muscles?
never. No,
You
never.
haven't seen his
I have
skinny
never
fat
seen him
pictures?
without muscle.
Okay, so
Oh,
I was
wow.
basically a skin draped on a skeleton.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
Yeah,
Right?
if you send me picture, I'm gonna put it here as well.
I
I'll
don't know
send
if
you
he's
one.
gonna
So
let me do that,
I was literally skin on bones. I was very, very weak.
Because I have his transformation picture after Wali. The
No,
photo shoot that we have
Parvez,
done.
you can't even imagine
Yeah,
this right
this
now.
will be a struggle for. But I never thought I would be.
But
I
you
could
can share
I
it
could
now.
be strong. I'll share it. That I would be strong. But then as I started doing better at running gave me a lot of confidence. And I thought, wow,
became
I
good
can
at it.
actually run quite a long way. Like initially I was just doing it. When I would have cravings, I'd just go on the treadmill for as long as I could, and it was just like
No,
that.
then you started going to the
Then
park
I started
as
going to the
well.
park, and then I realized, you know what, I can run 2 kilometers at a time. I can run 3 kilometers at a time. I can run at, I can do a 6-minute kilometer. I can do a 5-minute kilometer. It just, it gave me a lot of confidence that, there's no such thing as anybody can acquire stamina and strength. And even though I was doing very basic workouts at home, I was suddenly able to lift more or with more ease, let's say. So that gave me a lot of confidence. And then suddenly the goal changed, right? So now it was, how much stronger can I get? How much faster can I get? How much healthier can I get? So I took up swimming. I started learning how to swim. I started getting very good at swimming. I became an excellent swimmer. And then that gave me more confidence. That, yaar, if I can be a good runner, I can be a good swimmer, then I can gain strength. And so I started training more. I started going to shapes where I started using all the equipment that was there, figuring out what to do. Some trainer gave me a basic
plan. I remember that plan. You showed me that plan.
Yeah, you were holding your
like,
head.
what is this?
In fact, you saw the plan, and then I gave you a demonstration of how I executed that plan, and you sat there with your hand on your
Face
forehead. But yeah, I started doing that, but that also gave me confidence. But I think what one of the things that changed was that when I became functionally much better, but then I put on weight also, because when you start doing a lot of cardio and you start lifting weights, then your appetite shoots up. I'd also given up smoking, so I went from being skin on a skeleton to suddenly being quite
big, massive, yeah,
right. And initially you think, oh wow, I'm big and strong, right? But actually you're also putting on a lot of fat, and a lot of, you're bloated, and it's a lot of fat. And then when Sana started training with you, I noticed that her form was really good. On the days when she wasn't able to train with you for any reason whatsoever, and she would be doing something at home, I saw that her form was excellent. So I was like, there's a difference. I can see a difference in the way that I'm exercising and she's exercising. And it's not about how much weight we're lifting. It's just the form that she's doing it. And she said that you had been very particular about form and not about heavy lifting. Just fix the form first, then go on to
lift heavy. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's how we both ended up started training with you. So that's where that desire for me to train with you began, that, what, I also need to get good form. So then, there was a new goal suddenly, that now I want to do whatever I'm doing, but with the correct form. The swimming helped. When I was learning how to swim, swimming can be very technical in certain uh, strokes. So I realized that there's a great benefit in having good technique, whatever it is you're doing. And then the only thing that was really lacking was nutrition. That was the biggest and the hardest.
Yeah, hardest thing.
The hardest thing, I would say,
Espe-
both in its...
Specifically the last 2 weeks of the photo shoot.
No, I would say in its entirety, because just to understand nutrition, understand how things work, understand how some foods make you feel full but don't fuel you for the day, and other foods don't make you feel full, but it's
takes
counterintuitive,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Your mind tells you that something that makes you feel really full is going to last you for the whole day, right? But actually, in a few hours, you're hungry again. And sometimes when you have a really healthy meal, and it could be whatever, 1,000, 1,100 calories of very, very healthy stuff, you're not going to feel that same level of fullness, but you're going to have the fuel to last you many hours and to do your workouts. And so nutrition was tough, both in its understanding and then also in its execution. So step by step, it was then nutrition, and then it became the whole thing, right? That as you get better at something, then the goalpost keeps moving forward. So then it became like, I want to lift properly. I want to lift heavier. I want to be able to do every exercise. I want to be able to play sports. I want to be able to focus on nutrition. I want to look good. I want to look aesthetically fit. I want to be fit, Sana and I have now been talking about how we need to focus more on our mobility. She's already putting in way more time than I am at the moment. But, for us, so there's always something.
Yeah.
There's always something, right? And that's life. That you can never be stagnant. There's always something more that you can.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have, like that. Like you're working out, like a lot of people work out, but they don't focus on like, okay, I'm doing this. What else I can do to improve myself, to get myself better at something else? So this is a thing that I think we don't really focus. A lot of people don't really focus on. They keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like for you, you said that you wanted to lose weight. So after the pregnancy, what was your weight, and what is the lowest weight that you have came down to?
I think I was 71 kgs after I gave birth to my twins. And when I came to you, I had lost about a kg. I think that was...
68 that you started with
I
me,
was
I think,
69 when I came to you.
69, yeah.
And then the lowest that I have gone is up to 49 kg.
49 kgs.
Yeah.
Oh. That's low.
That's the
low,
lowest,
yeah.
but that was when I needed to lose,
From
all
69
my
to
fat.
49.
No, I didn't go diet.
No, I
it wasn't a
understand.
direct
So
jump.
total
like
jump,
the
total
two
jump.
extremes.
It was very gradual. It was not fast. I would say it took me 2.5 years for this journey. It was not 3 months and, I lost 20 kgs. It was a very, very long journey. And I had to experiment and figure out how to supplement my weightlifting while having energy to be with my kids. 3 boys, they require a lot of energy. So while I was choosing to give that hour of workout to myself, I also had to bear in mind that I needed to figure out good nutritious food which would fuel me for the rest of the day to take care of my 3 boys and to be able to, play a sport or two. At that point, it all seemed very far-fetched. But then I thought I would give it time. I think the only thing that kept me on was time. And you always told me that, the quicker you lose weight, the quicker you're going to put it back on. That was a huge motivation for me. And I think I pretty much understood that straight away when you explained that to me. So all these diets that were going around at that time, keto, this, that, I remember I tried it before coming to you. I had tried doing keto for a month or two, but it took everything out of me. And I never, ever wanted to go back into it ever again. So when I came to you and we started working out, even though it was just a few days before COVID hit, but somehow in my gut, I knew that you knew your stuff. And whatever you were explaining to me was slowly, slowly starting to make sense. I would always go back home Google. I know they say you shouldn't Google stuff, but just to
Yeah.
just to be sure, because I was new at all of this. And so I would come back, we would have discussions about what I had done at the gym and what workouts you would make me do. And I think for the first time in my life, I felt what a sore body does
Feels like.
feels like, yeah. And getting used to soreness, accepting it, not really, feeling sorry for yourself. When you get sore, when you start working out, when you're somebody who hasn't really worked out, that pain. You sometimes you're like, oh my God, why am I killing myself? Why am I doing this? You don't realize that it's just a matter of a few days, and then in some time your body gets used to your muscle building and changing, and then eventually that soreness starts to feel good at some point. So that was the initial journey of mine.
I started working out, and initially I was doing some weights, and then when you start doing correct form, then your range of motion, when you start utilizing the full range of motion, you can't lift the same weight that you were, what we call ego lifting. But when you go in that long range, you literally have to half the weight initially to get used to that range of motion. I remember the first time that I did that, I was so sore that when I was getting ready for work, I couldn't button my shirt because my arms were so sore that I was like, oh my God, I can't button my shirt.
No, just sitting on the pod, just climbing stairs up and
Yeah,
down.
initial time when you do something new, something you have never tried before, this kind of like effect happens,
It was
like
a shock.
shock to the system.
Yeah, shock to the whole
Yeah,
system.
but I actually, you mentioned that you went down to 49 kg. Was it before your Bali trip, or because of that Bali trip
It
that
was
you
a
went that
year
low?
before our Bali trip. That
Yeah,
was a year
because
before.
he specifically got his transformation for Bali trip.
No, I didn't do it for that.
You didn't do it for
I
that.
didn't do it
yeah.
for that. It just happened. It
Yeah,
just
okay.
happened when I went to 49 kg. It
Oh,
happened a year before.
Okay, and because reason I'm asking you this, because he did it for the Bali trip, and it for me, whenever you have a set goal and set deadline, it actually helps you to push a little extra than what you think you are capable of. Yeah, for him it happened. So when we did the whole transformation and we did the shoot and he went to the Bali, after that when he came back, he said it like, okay, then like diet wise I kind of like let go a little bit. Yeah. So does it happen to you as well that you set some deadline? Okay, I want to be at this weight by this time, and then you push in for really hard during those period. Does it happen to you as well?
I think my goals were mostly very aesthetic based. Being a woman, thanks to our society and our all this conditioning that girls have over here. Mine was, once I started losing weight, mine was that I wanted thin arms, I wanted abs. I was always very conscious of my arms. I would always think, okay, my legs and everything, I end up losing weight, but my arms always look fat in pictures. So then my main thing was, I'm sure you remember, I chewed your brain. Parvez, how do I lose my arms? How do I get abs? So when I lost my arms initially, then it was, oh, now what else can I want? The world is your oyster. So then I thought, okay, let me see if I can get abs. Then I became obsessed with getting abs. So the way to get abs was to lose as much fat
as possible, yes.
And then gain, even if you gained a little bit of muscle after that, just a little shadow on your abdomen, that would have been great for me. So once that happened, then I was like, now I want it more defined. So that is how...
This is how you reached to a 49 kg.
Yeah, this is how I reached, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I think it's little too extreme.
No. I think it lasted 7 months or 8 months. And then after that, I figured, now I want to gain muscle. Then my goal evolved and it changed. Yeah.
Okay. So since like I'm because I'm single, so I want to know is, okay, as a couple, when you both are into training and how the environment and food choices at home changes, specifically if you're going out to eat.
Well, thanks to you. I've been chewing your brain for 5-6 years now. And I remember, I'm going to go way back to the time when you used to come and train us at home. I remember that is when I grasped the most knowledge when it came to nutrition from you, Parvez, because it was almost every day, 4 days a week. And I would ask you a million questions. I don't know if you remember
I do
that or
remember
not.
everything.
And you would patiently repeat every answer to me until my brain got it. I would say it took me a year and a half to understand everything. At first, it seemed impossible to be able to calculate how many calories, say, a banana would have. Now it's not that difficult for me. You know, each ingredient add up their total, and then you'll know exactly how many calories a serving would give you. So I would say that nutrition came to me a bit sooner than it
Oh yeah,
came
definitely.
to him.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to force him, because obviously, everyone has their own journey when it comes to nutrition and stuff. But I tried to influence him subtly. Like he would watch me, but he would take an interest too, because like he said, he wants to be healthy. There's some innate desire in him where he will always want to choose the right thing, be it to put into his body or whatever it is. So I remember he would be quite inquisitive and curious, like, what are you eating? Why are you eating this? And how do you know how many calories are in it? So he would always ask me. We would have discussions. It went from, having baby talks and stuff to, something
talks.
different, to food talks. And yeah, and how does this benefit you? And since he only eats chicken and fish, so it wasn't very difficult to give him protein.
Actually, I was quite skeptical because we would sit down for meals and Sana's plate would be full of food. And at that time, nutrition, as I understood it, was you have to eat less in order to lose weight. And when you eat more, you're going to be either on maintenance or surplus. So you have to eat less. So I would be eating less, and Sana's plate would actually be way fuller or bigger than mine. And I would just look at her, and I would ask her all these questions, because at the back of my mind, I would be thinking, how is she going to lose weight if she's eating more than me, quantity-wise, just the volume of food-wise? And so I was like, this makes no sense, right? So I would ask her these questions, and she would have answers, and I'd just be like, okay.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Also, when I started, I remember rice. Rice was a big shock to us, because in our heads,
everybody tells us that rice nahi khana hai, rice makes you fat, rice makes you obese. And when you had given her first target macros, the rice quantity was a lot of rice.
Yeah.
And so I was not expecting her to lose weight based on how much volume she was eating. But then after, like, let's say 6 months down the line, when I saw that Sana is consistently losing weight and she's eating more than me, then the cogs started turning that actually I need to focus on those calorie-dense foods and,
Yeah.
so
Nutrition dense
मुझे
food
ये
and
देर
calorie-dense
से
food,
समझ
yeah.
आई थी ये बातें.
Yeah. Actually recently, as you mentioned that he is always focused on getting healthier. Recently, I think few weeks back, we were having a conversation about that. We both turned 40, and how the life changes after 40 years old. So if you, because you play sports very regularly as well, and your weekends as well, obviously, that happens as well. So how the recovery changes when you were playing any kind of sport a few years back and compared to when you do it right now? Do you see that big changes, like in terms of recovery?
It's a difficult question to answer, because I feel like I'm playing better now than I have ever played before, because I feel like I'm healthier now than I've ever been. I'm stronger, I'm faster, in the big movements, let's say the big compound movements. So I feel like, even though I should be maybe slowing down, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel 40, which is something I keep telling you, and I keep getting told that I am 40. I should start.
No, I think it's based on like how you're training and eating.
But I don't feel 40
I
at all.
don't feel 40
being
at all.
active
And
contributes to all of
I don't
this.
feel 40. I feel like I can play my sports and do everything. Yes, there's some soreness the next day, but it hasn't. That it's not a. I always say, you know what, it's fine.
Yeah, but I just feel like I'm sleeping a little more than before. That's all I feel right
I mean,
now.
I have to go through those reduced loads sometimes. You know,
Mhm.
so if I feel like I'm in a fatigued state, so then I tell you guys, okay, I think we should take it a little easier this week. So then
Well, you take your rest days.
we have that week where the weights are not at 90 or 95% of VMAX. We go down to 60, 70%,
Yeah,
whatever.
we take a deload weeks.
So
Yeah.
we take a deload week. And I've learned that having a rest day is not
Very
a bad thing.
important.
It's
Yeah.
all right just to have a day where you don't
Do anything.
lift or play or
Yeah.
do anything, and you can still be reaching your targets if you take a day off.
Yeah, it's still sometimes very difficult for some people to understand. Like when somebody comes
Yeah, it only
initially,
took him, 10 years to understand
yes, some people
this?
come in like they want to train 6 days a week where they never trained before, and it's like you don't need to train 6 days a week.
Wow.
3 days a week is more than enough, and sometimes it's difficult to understand. Okay, you don't need that much actually.
Yeah.
Sports is a one thing, but when it comes to weightlifting, you don't need to train every day.
Yeah.
You can totally train 3 days a week and get results.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, does training, nutrition, and everything have any impact on parenting for you? Because since you have 3 boys and 3 young boys, actually.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
How does it change?
So I mean, it's not as strict with our children because at the end of the day, they are children, and we want them to experience just being children and having that sense of freedom that children do. But I mean, we are conscious of fizzy drinks, for example. Our kids don't have any fizzy drinks. We're conscious of their sugar intake.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not very strict in that they're not allowed any sugar, but we are conscious of what could be excess, sugar intake, excess processed foods. So I mean, there's a line that we are trying to draw. As I said,
Being particular about the more they can eat at home, the better.
yeah,
And
so they don't.
they've actually built that habit on their own.
So our kids don't
you
have
can't take
fizzy
credit
drinks,
for
for
that.
example. They don't drink Pepsi. They don't drink any fizzy drink. Even
Any-
if you offer it to them.
Are you particular about the protein intake as well with your kids?
Protein intake, yes, there needs to be chicken or beef or mutton incorporated into at least one of their meals in a
One
day.
of the meal. Okay.
And one of their meals has eggs, so there's protein with that. They love their parathas. So
I love my parathas too.
Yeah.
We all love parathas.
I make sure to find the best ghee. I have some lovely friends who get khalis ghee from their village. So, they send it over. And I feel like making the right choices from utensils, having stainless steel cookware, to the oil, to the ingredients, to everything. It has made a huge impact, I think, on everything to do with how the food is cooked at home and how the kids are eating, how we are eating. And if you were to ask me 6 years ago, I would have been clueless. I would never have paid attention to any of these things.
And will this keep being more strict as they are growing older, or are you going to keep it like some ground rules? Okay, you have to follow this.
You
That's
can't
all.
be strict. It can't be strict. You have to let them know what is right, what is wrong, and then give them the option of choosing. Because if you tell a child you can't do this, they are going to rebel. And as boys and girls, as we grow older, you can't just be like no without explaining stuff to them. So they have a million questions almost every day about all these
Especially
things.
your older one.
And
All of them.
Nice.
all of
Nice.
them.
Yeah.
All of them.
The other two, I haven't spoken to them that much, but your older one, he
The
was
other
always
two-
curious.
The
Yes.
other
And
two
all three
are
of them
very,
ask so
all
many
three of them.
questions.
They're just never-ending questions. So you have to be patient and explain it to them. Not just say, oh, but because it's good for you. That a child is not going to grasp that. So you have to explain it to them. And also by just setting an example. They watch us eat. Our little one, Zaid, he's been watching Mohammad eat almonds in the morning and walnuts, just like a handful of pistachios. I never asked him to try it. One day he said, oh, I'm also going to start eating this. And he eats dry fruit every day because he watches his dad eat it. Not all three of them, just one of them started doing it.
Yeah,
So-
there's a psychological thing as well, right? That they do what they see, not what they were told.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As well, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not
So we're
just what you
hoping that
teach.
they're going to watch all of this that they're observing at home will at some point lead them to be more fitness conscious. As
Yeah,
long
they
as
come
they're
to the gym
fitness,
sometime
That
as
is
well.
their own
Yeah.
journey. Yeah. So we bring them to the gym. They don't do much over there, but I know they're watching.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you one scenario. Tell me, what do you think about it? Being a parent, what do you think about it? So because this happens a lot. I think the previous generation, they were not really thinking too much about the food and everything, and suddenly we all become so health conscious and so fitness conscious. So now everybody wants to think about it. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. As a child, they were like eating all kind of junk food till the age they were 14, 15, and suddenly the parents realize, okay, my child is gaining a lot of weight, and suddenly they push them into the gym,
Yeah.
and they were like, now you have to eat healthy, now you have to train this, now you have to do all those things. And I have experience with some of the children as well, and they're like, they are not really into it because they never developed that habit of like being healthy and make a conscious food choices. And they have a after that they have a constant experience of failures because they are now unable to eat healthy, now they're unable to lose weight.
It's a battle for them.
So it's a lot of like yo-yoing thing happens. So as a parent, if you have to if you see that scenario right now in front of you, what would you say is if one of your friend is doing the same thing to their kids, what would you say then? What would be
Can't-
your suggestion?
You
We
to,
wouldn't
can't.
say
if they
anything.
if
You
no no
can't
we wouldn't
if
interfere
say
with that.
they, if
Yeah.
somebody ask you for the suggestion,
This was a trick question.
yeah,
Parvez.
if somebody, I'm not saying give them suggestion without
We
them
would shut
asking.
up and not say anything.
If they ask you for the suggestion because you've been into the gym yourself, what would you advice would you give them?
I would say don't force your child to do anything. And you got to take small steps and start getting healthier food cooked at home. Start getting rid of the unhealthy foods that are available at home. So, the snacks, the processed foods, the biscuits, the chocolates, the crisps. You have them lying around at home. Start getting rid of those.
No, but you can't go completely
No,
cold
I understand.
turkey either.
So slowly, and you have to build an environment at home where it's normal that you can't expect that there's one child eating what looks like a very unappetizing meal, and the rest of his or her family members are having what everybody has been having for years, and that child is going to feel like he or she is being punished. And they may not understand what they're being punished for, because they may not understand this. Okay, suddenly why am I being given this kind of food? So it has to be.
Yeah, the fitness shouldn't look like punishment.
It shouldn't
No,
look like
shouldn't
punishment,
It
and
should
it will
not.
not look like punishment if it's happening in the household as a whole, right?
Everyone contributes.
Because then it's normal. What's happening at home is normal, and if it's happening with only one person, then that's out of the ordinary. So
Yeah, instead of fixing your child, fix yourself first. That kind
Absolutely.
of situation
So
has
No,
to
if
be.
and
you're-
as a family, everybody can support and not,
But
point
children,
out.
children eat the stuff that's cooked at home for the adults, right? So if there is a child who has put on a lot of weight due to unhealthy eating habits, chances are that he or she has been eating from what the parents are eating. So if they're ordering in, they've ordered in something for the kid, or the kid has been eating something from the parents' plate, or whatever it is. So it usually means that the culture at home needs to change first before you can, instead of saying, nahi, this kid is fat, let's send him or her to boot camp, make him or her run on the treadmill till this weight is gone. Aap khud treadmill pe nahi jate, right?
Yeah.
But now you want your child to start, your child is going to think this is punishment. This is physical punishment, that they're being forced to run, to lift weights, to eat things that they don't want to eat, or things that they've never enjoyed eating. Whereas you're still tucking into your parathas in front of them.
Do you see this around you sometimes or a lot?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
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 I've definitely seen it.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes.
sure you've seen more than he sees it.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you just see and then say nothing, right?
You can't, Parvez. Like I said, it's a journey, and everyone goes through theirs. Like I said 6 years ago, had you, asked me anything about nutrition or making healthy choices, I would have been completely clueless. So until or unless you yourself don't understand it, if somebody else tries to explain it to you, from my past experiences, people take great offense. And I have learned that it's better to just stay quiet, because you don't know what people are going to react if you say something to them. And, I don't want to find out either. I'm okay. But
Even by like
obviously,
you can just inspire them with your actions as well. Like I have to tell you, like a lot of people actually have come, especially told me that I want to look like Sana. Actually, this happens quite a few times. Actually,
okay.
I know. So sometime when we say something like this, you can't you can't really take it
I'm not
very
good
well.
at compliments. I'm
Yeah,
not.
but yeah, it happened. Happened quite a few times actually. Okay, somebody came in the gym and they're like, okay, I want to have a transformation like Sana. This happens a lot. Some people told me about you, and some people actually believe that Mohammed was never out of shape.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
get
yeah,
our
yeah. A lot
this.
of
friends
people have
still
said that.
don't
Yes.
So
remember
I
him.
get this all the time that you have great genes. You're genetically
We
you
were
have a
born like
predisposition
this.
for
Having a good physique.
musculature and
Yeah.
having a good physique, and it's all in the genes. And uh, it's the social aspect. Sana and I have learned to navigate that, because it's not easy. Because what happens is that people, when they look at somebody who is fit, then firstly there are people who start offering explanations as to why they're not fit, and you can't sit there and be like, "Ha, aap unfit hain," right?
Mm-hmm.
Have
And
to
I'm
tread
not judging
carefully.
you or anybody else for how they look. Look, at the end of the day, we all have to find happiness in how we all look. And but some people feel that they need to explain why they're unfit. So people will say, "Oh, I can't be fit because I have long working hours, or there's this or that."
Like talking about long working hours, like you are a lawyer, you have
Yeah.
your own company as well, and then you play sports as well. You have 3 kids as well, and then you do socialize in weekends as well. Same to you. You also take care of your kids. You have your own baking business as well. Then you socialize as well, and then you play sports as well. How do you guys manage time like that? This is a lot of things to do. Like in 24 hours. Like how do you manage time?
Just be ambitious with your time. There's I'm
Also
very ambitious.
supportive. I have a very supportive mom. And, thanks to her, I'm able to do all of these things. If it weren't for her watching over my kids for those couple of hours, I wouldn't really be able to trust anybody else with that. We're very particular about that too. So I think as far as my activities or our socialization goes, I think we owe it all to my mom.
But at the same time, do you keep telling yourself like, okay, shut up with the excuses and keep going, do what you're supposed to do? Because it's very easy to say like, okay, I'm too tired and I have so much thing to do. I can't do this. Let's just miss a gym session today. Let's just miss a pedal session today. These kind
So
of
I
stuff.
did
Yeah.
that for a year.
Yeah.
I think my last year was like that, where I would think, it's okay, I can miss the gym today. I'm lazy. I'll play paddle just once a week or twice a week. It's okay, I can miss this. It's okay, I should just lie around and be lazy. But I realized in the past year that all that did was make me feel sluggish and slow and miserable. And I don't want to feel like that. I do understand it is extremely important to give your body a day of recovery, 2 days of recovery, but you can't just completely shut down and not do anything. The lazier you get, the slower and the worse you feel. That's how I felt. That was my last year.
Was there any moment of realization? Okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then what? Yeah. Okay.
I think when we traveled in the summer, so you have to walk around everywhere in London. So while we were walking around doing 25,000 steps a day, I just felt so good by the end of the day. I was sleeping better and I was feeling better. When I came back, I was 100 times more active than the Sana that went to London, with
Okay.
the past year
So
that I
London
had.
changed you.
Yeah, you can say walking
Yeah.
around, just being active changed me. I wouldn't particularly say London changed me, but the fact that we don't get to walk around over here, it can be very easy for us to be lazy in Pakistan.
It is actually because we usually don't walk out at all.
At all.
At all, yeah.
And, well, women can't.
Karachi is a difficult city to walk out.
You
Yeah.
have to find a park, and then there are parks which are safe, there are parks which are unsafe. That's a whole different topic there. But it's very, very hard for women to be active
Yeah.
in Karachi. So
So you have to take extra conscious effort to do all those
yeah,
things. Like, so
you
right
have
now,
to.
how much steps you are doing right now?
I'm doing about between 12,000 and 14,000 steps, but that is thanks to paddle.
Yeah.
I try and make sure that I play paddle at least 4 to 5 times a week. Because when I wasn't doing when I was playing paddle once a week, I was barely getting my steps in, hardly 6,000, 7,000 steps. And that was affecting my health, it was affecting my energy levels. In my head, I kept thinking, if I play paddle 4 days a week, if I go to the gym 3, 4 days a week, I'm going to be completely exhausted. But that didn't end up happening. I said, let me try this. Let me try it for a week, for 2 weeks. And then slowly, that became my routine.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
12 to 14,000 is like on the higher side. Do you know what's the average step count of an individual in
I mean, this is
Karachi?
not going to
In
happen
Karachi?
7
In
days.
Karachi.
Probably not a lot because everybody gets driven to their destination. The steps are till the car,
Guess
till
the
the
number. Guess the number.
The
What do you-
average?
Yeah,
I don't know.
5,000?
8,000? 6?
1,500 to 2,000 steps.
1,500 to 2,000 steps.
What?
That's nothing.
Yes.
That's basically they walk
that's
to the
what
bathroom and they walk to their car
Yeah,
and they
this
walk
is
to
actually
their
this is actually
front
because
door.
every consultation that I do ask them for the steps, and then we go to assessment that how much step they do without conscious effort. It's not
That's
more than
nothing.
1,500 to 2,000.
2,000 steps.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the reason that we gain fat, the reason why we are getting unhealthier and unfit and all, because we don't have that conscious effort towards something. Only when somebody tell you, or you go into a program and when you realize that, okay, it's not only the gym, it's outside the gym as well, you have to keep up with certain things. And this is where you realize, and if you're wearing smartwatch or something, that you realize, okay, I'm only doing this much of a step, and that's a very big contributing factor towards how your body shape is, how your weight is, how your health is, and everything. Maximum, if I see a person who's like not working out 3,000 steps, maybe that's the maximum they're doing. They are not doing more than that. And then when they go into the gym and everything, maximally they're like thinking about like that 1 hour of training, whatever they can get out of it in that session. After that, they're again lazy. They're not doing anything. So maybe the step count goes up to 5,000 at maximum. This is what a normal individual is doing right now.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing. Like even I do 10,000, I try to do 10,000, specifically when I'm trying to lose weight. It's not easy. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Although I have a very active job, like,
You're
right now
on
not,
your
but
feet.
before that, when I was like actively training people in the gym, I used to do 12,000 steps just because I'm training people in the gym. And the sudden shift, because I stopped training people, suddenly I have seen that, okay, my steps went down to 2,000 myself as well. And I was like, okay, no, I have to keep walking. This is why you guys see me walking around all the time in the gym without doing anything. People don't do steps, and we don't really realize that how inactive that we are.
But that does happen to me on Saturdays and Sundays.
But that's okay. If you're like doing 14,000 5 days a week, then okay, 2 days you don't do that much of a step.
It's
It will
not
cover it
always
up.
14,000 either. It's between 12 and 14.
Even that, it will equal out for the week average 9,000, 10,000 ho jayega.
I
But
mean,
still,
that's why people think that, we don't eat anything. It's not that we don't eat anything. We eat, but we try to have a certain cutoff time to not eat. And if I feel like I've eaten something, even after that cutoff time, the next day I know my steps are going to help me cover whatever calories that I have eaten. So we very much do enjoy eating.
People ask me, you lose weight very quickly. You have told me as well
Yes,
that
I
you lose
have.
weight very quickly. But it's like, you don't know how much I move in a day, how much I move in a
You
day.
just have to be conscious
Plus,
about
at the
moving.
same time, how controlled with my calories I am and how consistent I am. Like, if I'm trying to lose weight, I will not have my weekends binging. I will not have my snacks or anything. I will not have that. So people don't really realize. Even for Mohammad, I think a lot of people said that he have a very good genes, but he do play paddle, he play tennis, he swim, he gym, he runs. What else you do? Is there anything else left?
I walk a lot.
You walk a
I'm
lot,
on the
right?
phone, I
Yeah.
walk. I'm always pacing up and down the house or in the office.
Yeah, so that's a lot of activity that you do, and I know because I do monitor his food as well. So I know that he eats in the afternoon, and then whole day he don't eat anything.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not a snacker.
I don't
He's not a
snack.
snacker, right? And then
I
right
get-
at the night that he have a small meal, and then you're done.
Even if he has a meal at night, it's going to be a meal. It's not going to be chips. It's not going to be the stuff I would enjoy eating, you know. It's always going to be like a meal, like rice and chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
Like something filling.
Yeah, sometimes when he's off plan, sometimes he's gonna have a lot of chocolate. That's for sure. That I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
when
your-
I, when
that's
I'm
your guilty
taking a
pleasure,
break,
yeah?
Yeah. Then
there's
it's
a
definitely
chocolate
going to be
binge in there
chocolate.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have that. I think that like if you're working that much and you are in the shape, and you deserve that kind of like thing. Like you do that. I cheat all the time. Not cheat, like
No, but
cheat is
I
not the
love
right word.
snacking.
I
I
love
feel
snacking
like
as well.
small snacks really make you happy throughout the day. He
I
just doesn't snack.
I just
I
love
don't
a
snack.
good burger sometimes. Like that's
Yeah,
that's my thing.
that's your snack?
That's my burger and fries. This is my thing. Like once a week I have my
Yeah.
burger and fries. That's for sure. Like normally the people who are like doing flexible dieting, they have like burger every other day, something one thing or another every other day. I don't like that. I like to stay consistent with my food, but once a week, if I want to have burger, I'll have burger. Like, but the reason I can have it because I'm very consistent with all the other things as well, and the reason you guys can have your snack and your chocolate and everything because you've been consistent with a lot of different stuff that you're doing. Yeah, and this is something that people I think don't want to understand. Even if you tell them, they still don't want to understand.
Like I said, it's a journey that only
But that's
you
because,
can.
Parvez, I think everybody, including us, and I'm sure at some stage it was you, initially fitness and health seems like something you do sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
What I
It's
said
something you do
earlier.
an hour a day or 2 hours a day, and then you're fit. And it takes a while for you to understand, for anyone to understand that it's a lifestyle change.
yeah, it is.
And
It
whatever
is,
your
yeah.
goals are, whether it's weight loss, whether it's aesthetics, whether it's strength, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's a lifestyle change.
It is. It is.
And if
Like
you-
unless you understand food, you'll be doing like 200, 300 crunches to
Yeah.
lose your
Yeah,
belly
you-
fat. Like
you-
I've done
so-
that as well. I've done that as well. I'm sure you guys have done that as
We've
well.
all done
So you
these
can't do
things.
2 hours in the gym and then go back to your regular unhealthy life and expect that things will change. And so it is a lifestyle change, and it doesn't happen at once for anyone.
Yeah, it will never
Everybody
happen,
takes
yeah.
small steps, and for some people it takes 10 years, for some people it takes 5 years. That's why it's a journey.
Yeah, it is a journey, and you will slip off. You will do some mistakes, and you'll always
Absolutely.
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, whenever I see that the boot camp culture where the program is only for 6 weeks, and I was like, what are you going to do after 6 weeks? What's your plan? And most people don't have that plan after that.
Oh, because I've been in that mindset, so I know you're just skinny and
I would
you're
say
done.
that the boot camp is bad. It's just like how you do it, how you see it, and what's your perception with it. That matters a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do some group classes, go ahead, do it. But what is your whole plan? That matters a lot.
Yeah.
There's no quick fix.
There's no quick fix. Yeah, for sure. There's no quick fix. Even if you reach that point where you say, okay, I'm in the best shape of my life, you're not going to stay there all the time.
No.
You will be back and
There's
forth.
always something else that you want.
Yeah, there's always back and forth. Sometimes you'll be out of shape. Sometimes you will
I
gain
never
some.
thought I would want to be good, learn how to do mobility. I never realized the importance of it. But as we're growing older,
Yes, and we're focusing on mobility
we're
now.
focusing on mobility this year. And before that, if you had asked me, I would have been completely clueless. So you learn something new every few months, and just automatically, once you're on this bandwagon, you're just, finding something or the other, or it just comes your way.
Yeah.
I had a class with Mustafa,
Mm-hmm.
and so you would think that I play sports and I'm fit and I've been gymming for a while, but I did a mobility class with Mustafa, and I realized my mobility sucks and I need to work on
It's a
my
very
mobility.
humbling
It
experience.
was a very
for
humbling
him.
session, and so that's something that I need to. There's always something
There's
else.
always
There's
something, yeah.
always something else, right? There's
Yeah, it's always
always
something.
another avenue to explore.
Yeah, I have one last question before we wrap up. How the conversation goes with the people you socialize with? Like, Obviously,
Oh,
everybody
that's-
speak about fitness nowadays. Like they speak about gym, they speak about nutrition. How the conversation goes?
No, they just straight up come up to you and they ask you how you lost weight and what you eat. Or it's usually, oh, you probably just smell food. You probably just sniff it. And
Yeah.
you're not going to eat this, right? Like at social events, if there's desserts or if there's food, they're going to be like, you probably don't eat this. And then I make my plate and I eat in front of them.
And
they
then that
probably think-
reinforces the idea more that it's just good genes because look, we saw Sana eat biryani at shadi, so
And they are like, हम तो खाना सूंघते ही
हम-
weight पर चढ़ जाता
हाँ,
है ना.
हमारा
Yeah.
पेट चढ़ जाता है और देखो इसने बिरयानी खाई इसका वेट नहीं चढ़ा.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you explain? I wish there was a way to
You can't
to
put it in
put
one
like
sentence.
a no, not a
right?
sentence. I wish there was a way where you could just give a visual of how hard you have to work as you grow older to be able to maintain a certain level of strength, maintain a certain level of energy, and the way that you look. It all comes together. Like, if you want energy, if you're working out, if you're doing all the right things, fueling your body, automatically you're going to look good, you're going to feel good. It's all connected. So how do you explain this to somebody at a dinner
I don't.
or at a party?
I don't either.
So there's no possible way to explain it other than initially, I remember I would come back home and I'd be like, Mohammad,
Like
you know?
even sometime it happened like somebody come and they were like I train 6 days a week and this and that, and I was like, come and have a session with me once. And then I'll see how you train 6 days a week. Like I'm
That's
like,
true.
if you having like a one core day and one cardio day and one forearms day, so kind of a workout program, then obviously you can train 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You're not training like.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I just try and avoid the fitness conversation. Whenever somebody
Yeah,
starts a
that's the
fitness
best way.
conversation, you just steer it somewhere else because
But yeah, if somebody says, where's your gym? We say, here's Parvez's number.
yeah.
This is how you get in touch with them.
But
This
nobody
is
says
where
that.
it is.
Nobody puts it like that. No? It's like, how did you lose weight? How are you doing this? What do you eat?
Obviously, the initiation of the conversation is like
Yeah,
that, but
so-
it always ends up with, here's the number for the rest of your questions. Please message Parvez.
No, I just change the topic. I try and steer away from conversation
So now
as
you know
quickly
who
as
gives
possible.
out your numbers and
Yeah.
who just changes the topic.
like sometimes conversation goes like, and they were like, I'm doing this, and I was like, yes. Great.
That's what I do. That's what I do. That's great, man. It
That's
sounds
great.
great.
Although you know that, okay,
That's Mohammed's approach.
there's
also-
a lot of things that goes
I
wrong,
know.
but
I
then
say,
you're like,
look,
yeah,
that's great, and you look great. And
Yeah,
they're
you look
like,
great.
yeah. I say that too.
Yeah, it was lovely having you both here. Thank you, Sana. Thank you,
Thank
Mohammad.
you for
No,
having
it's always a
us.
pleasure.
And,
We're always learning from you, Parvez.
And
Yes,
I'm
you are the main reason behind our journey.
like I'm very bad at taking compliments as well. So
Oh, good. We
thank
have
you.
that in common. Okay.
Thank you so much. And if you guys have any question, please let me know in comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and like.